Sitting in the phylum Arthropoda with insects and crustaceans, spiders are a hugely successful group. Belonging to the order Araneae, these critters have spread across the globe from dense jungles and arid deserts to the tundras of Siberia and everywhere in between. As such a widespread group, it's not surprising that they rank 7th globally for diversity, sitting behind the 5 insect orders and their close relative Acari, which contain ticks and mites. As of 2024, there are 134 families and 4,405 named genera of spider, containing just over 52,000 species. Before we can get into the evolution and diversity of spiders though, we need to find out what they are. How does their anatomy differ from other invertebrates, and what derived characteristics do they all share? Well, to start with the basics, all spiders have a body split into 2 parts, the opistosoma, or abdomen, which houses most of the organs and is mainly involved in automatic processes such as respiration and digestion, and the cephalothorax, which is the center for somatic processes like locomotion and food uptake. The diffuse cephalothorax is unique to arachnids. In insects, these parts are separate. On the cephalothorax, we'll find 8 camera-style eyes, although some spiders have 6 or 4, and 4 pairs of legs, each split into 7 segments. Moving from back to front, we'll then see 2 more pairs of extremities, the first of which are the pedipalps, sense organs that function similarly to antennae on other invertebrates, although uniquely to spiders, they're in some cases converted into reproductive organs. The second set of extremities are the chelicerae. These are the spider's jaws, used for grabbing and biting and tipped with deadly fangs, which most spiders use to inject venom into their prey. While other arachnids have chelicerae, spiders are the only order to have venomous fangs. Finally, spiders have a few unique internal features. For example, almost all spiders have at least one pair of book lungs, a respiratory organ that functions similarly to a fish's gills, with hemolymph, which is a homologue to blood, being passed over lamellae pages that are open to the air through the trachea. Perhaps the most important and defining characteristic of the Araneae order is the presence of spinnerets, silk spinning organs located on the spider's abdomen. The vast majority of spiders have 3 spinnerets, however it's likely that ancestral spiders had 4, as extant species often have a cribellum, a hardened sieve-like plate used to spin fine silk. In some spiders, the cribellum has no function, and is termed a cololus, making it a vestigial spinneret. Now that we've covered anatomy, we can take a look at how the Araneae order has been able to spread so far by taking a look at the diversity of the group. We can start by splitting spiders into 3 distinct infraorders, Mesothelae, Megalomorphae, and Araneomorphae. Mesothelae are the most basal group out of the extant spiders, meaning they're closest to ancestral spiders, and the suborder contains a single family, Lephistidae, which is only found in East Asia. The most notable trait differentiating Mesothelae from other extant spiders is that their spinnerets sit on the middle of their uniquely segmented abdomen instead of at the back. Most of the Mesothelae construct burrows with triplines, small silk strands that let the spider know if prey is nearby through vibrations. This life strategy means members of the Mesothelae suborder tend to be fairly sedentary, only leaving their burrows to catch prey and, in the case of some males, find a mate. Mesothelae are not the only spiders to build trapdoors and triplines. The others, and those conventionally referred to as trapdoor spiders, can be found in the Megalomorphae order. Megalomorphae can be found on every continent bar Antarctica, and account for around 3,000 species of spider within 30 families, although this number is debated. They range significantly in size and are long-lived, with a lifespan of around 10 to 20 years, although one individual was reported to have died at 43. As well as their long lifespans, Megalomorphae can be identified by their reduced spinnerets and fused pedipalp bulbs in males. The families within Megalomorphae have some unique features, both behaviourally and anatomically. For example, purse-web spiders, such as Atypus affinis, live inside woven silk nests and use their oversized chelicerae to stab prey from behind their cover when they detect vibrations. This allows them to stay hidden and fed at the same time, greatly increasing their survivability. Some members of Diploridae are able to spin meter-wide curtain webs to catch as much prey as possible, while the Tenizidae trapdoor spiders use debris to camouflage the lids of their burrows, making prey oblivious to their presence. The most famous family within this infraorder though is undoubtedly Theraphosidae, the tarantulas. These spiders are the largest, with a leg span of up to 30 centimeters, and are covered in urticating hairs, bristles that, when discharged, act as irritants to warn and scare off potential predators. Finally, Araneomorphae makes up the rest of the extant spiders, and are by far the most plentiful group, with around 32,000 species. They're distinguished by their diaxial chelicerae, which move side to side like pincers, as opposed to the previous groups, where the chelicerae move vertically. As expected with such a large group, there's plenty of diversity to be seen. Salticidae are jumping spiders that can launch into the air using a silk dragline to control their movement, allowing them to escape prey. Lanifidae use small threads to balloon, riding air currents to new locations, helping them access resources. Araneae are the most familiar group to most, orb weavers that spin sticky webs to catch prey. More unique spiders, like Argyronator aquatica, that use hair to create bubbles of oxygen and are mostly aquatic, and the social Theridion nigroanulatum that works in large groups to catch and divide prey, are examples of the lengths to which spiders have diversified. both anatomically and behaviourally. Now though, it's time for some history.
The oldest known ancestor of the spider is a species called Molossonia planovenatrix. This extinct species is from the beginning of the Cambrian period about 500 million years ago. Molossonia planovenatrix have a pair of large egg-shaped eyes and a multi-tool head, long walking legs and numerous pairs of limbs. It is thought to be the oldest ancestor of the spider because it had chelicerae, which is what all species of spiders have inherited. It most likely used its chelicerae to grab its prey when hunting. Eurypterids are a group of extinct arthropods from the Ordovician period, which is roughly 450 million years ago. They are known as sea scorpions and are an ancestor of spiders and scorpions. Eurypterida is the most diverse paleozoic chelicerae order. The Eurypterid order includes the largest known arthropod to ever live, called Jaekelopterus, which was 2.5 meters in length. The earliest recognizable spiders date back to the early Devonian periods and late Silurian periods. A fossil of a spider from this time period was discovered in the Panther Mountain Formation in the state of New York. This fossil is the oldest spider fossil discovered and contained a species called Atocoprus fimbriunguis. Unlike today's spiders, this ancient spider had a tail and a segmented abdomen. However, it did produce silk like present-day spiders, but does not have spinnerets. Instead, this species had a series of silk gland openings or spigots located across the underside of the abdomen. It could spin webs, so most likely used silk to wrap its eggs, lay drag lines, or construct burrow walls. Trigonotobida are an extinct early stem from the spider family tree. They were around during the Silurian period and the early Permian period, and had a segmented abdomen and produced silk. They are known from several locations in Europe and North America. There are 70 species of Trigonotobida currently known. It was originally thought that the Atocoprus fimbriunguis was part of this genus, but was eventually assigned to a new genus called Atocoprus. Roughly half of the modern-day species of spider belong to the Araneae clade, which is a group of spiders that share a morphological trait of the retrolateral tibial apophysis on the male pedipalp, which is a secondary pair of forward appendages. This Araneae clade dominated the Kenzoic time period, which was roughly 66 million years ago.
Now we're going to look in depth at a particular species, Patynigeri. This species belongs to the family Symphotognathidae, which currently consists of 8 genera and 73 species, though this number is gradually increasing due to new species constantly being discovered. They are distributed in the tropics and can also be found in south-temperate regions. This family also contains the smallest known spiders in the world, one of which, Patydigua, measuring a staggering 0.37 mm and whose mass is roughly 1,750,000 times less than that of the largest spider, Theraphosa blondi, which we saw at the Natural Oxford History Museum. All members of this widespread family are characteristically minute, have 3 claws at the end of each leg, and their book lungs have been modified into trachea. These spiders are also cryptozoic, meaning that they are only found in habitats with very stable abiotic conditions, such as light, temperature, and humidity. Therefore, they have only been discovered mainly in the leaf litter of some tropical rainforests, but also in caves and in turbine mounds. These spiders are also Intelliginae, which is a characterization of the female's genital system, whereby the sperm is injected into one of the copulatory openings. It will then be spooled in the spermatheca. When the eggs are later released from the ovaries, the sperm will also be released, allowing the fertilization of the eggs. This way, the sperm of the first male to mate will likely be the ones to fertilize the eggs. Alternatively, in non-Intelliginae spiders, there is only one genital opening, meaning that the sperm of the last male to mate will likely be the ones to fertilize the eggs. By comparing the image on the right to that of the drawing of Patynigeri, you can clearly see the resemblance. Members of the Paty genus also contain 6 eyes arranged in pairs. The female's palps are either reduced or completely absent, which is unique among spiders, and most notably, chelicerae are fused at the midline. The absence of a palp and fused chelicerae is exclusive to kleptoparasitic spiders, and it's hypothesized that these spiders may inhabit the webs of other spiders and feed on tiny animals such as mites that get caught in the host web. However, due to these spiders weaving their own web, it's unlikely that this is the case. Another theory is that these spiders are vegetarian and use their finely spun webs as sheaths to sieve spores out from the air. However, there is no direct evidence yet to back this up. Overall, this goes to show the scale of diversity present in Araneae, from the microscopic Patynigeri to the Goliath bird-eater, and how evolution has shaped their history to where they are today.